I love you for so many reasons and over so many years and in every capacity. But I also want to zero in, if it's okay, on Christy Cummings.
Please, please. Best in show.
I mean, I've probably seen that movie at least 100 times. No
Really?
hyperbole. You and Jennifer Coolidge in that movie, it's my favorite thing in the world. Did you guys have as much fun making it as it feels watching it?
Yes, we did. We shot that in Vancouver, Jennifer Coolidge and I, with everybody else. We had just met. We were the new kids on the block in terms of that unofficial Christopher Guest ensemble. We were both very nervous, but we had a lot of time to just walk around through Stanley Park and come up with funny things to say to each other. Yeah, we improvised, but we also set some stuff up for ourselves that made us laugh. So we had a blast. We became very good friends, and I adore her to this day.
What is it like to be with, such an incredible cast? People,
Yeah.
people are cultish about the Christopher Guest world, which you're such an important part of.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy that I am. And I will say this about working with that group of people. They're all kind of insecure comedy people. We all are, all of us together. And we're all kind of normal and weird at the same time. And we appreciate each other's kind of oddities. And Chris is one of he doesn't laugh very much. He doesn't give you much direction. He's very quiet. He's a man of very few words. But when you do get him to laugh, and it usually looks like this, that's a good laugh for him. And then your heart fills with joy and the clouds part and the sun shines.
Was there a moment that the clouds parted and the Oprah aha and everything made sense of why you wanted to go into comedy?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. And the little things of making the joke in class where you get the attention and everybody laughs and all of a sudden you're the coolest person in the world for 1 second. But, I grew up in a family of, we weren't yucca comedian type people, but it was a badge of honor to be the butt of the joke. And we had a very healthy sense of self-deprecation. And, when I was able to take that, out on stage and to take those little subtle things. I still do this about people. I notice really subtle things about people, mostly what they're trying to pull off in the world. And those are the things that I kind of stockpile in my brain, and I invest my characters with those things that they think they're pulling off, that kind of their Achilles heel that they're hiding. And that is probably the most fun in creating a character is what is this person hiding? What does this person think they're very good at, but they're not at all? So I love doing that.
I never ever thought of trying to act like there's something that I don't want other people to know.
Yeah, the Achilles heel. What is my tenderness that if anybody pointed it out to me, I would dissolve into a pile of dust.
That is such a great thing to portray about the human condition. Speaking of humans and family, and you have an aunt, Marge.
Yes, or as we call her in Chicago, Aunt Marge. Marge is not only my godmother, but she is my father's only sister, and they're first generation from Ireland. So my grandmother was basically a farm girl. And the Irish girls, all the brothers are treated like kings, but the Irish girls do all the cooking and the cleaning and everything. So she grew up basically serving her family and took care of my grandmother until she passed, took care of my Uncle John until he passed. And now, like in the last 20 years, she has just come alive in a way. She always lived pretty happily and pretty openly and with great faith, but she just came alive. So she's 91. She had a boyfriend. He just passed away. She had a boyfriend for 20 years and, she never married. So it was just, she's living her life the way she wants to. And she is the most joyous, at peace person I've ever met. I always say my Aunt Marge is free. She's a free human being.
I loved that story because I feel like it's a great lesson to everyone right now in the face of thinking about mortality on a daily basis, the
Yes.
epicness of us all having to think, listen, and behave differently in 2020. But I think I have a personal fear of reaching my own deathbed and having not escaped some of the patterns or behaviors that I would like to let go. Like in here, it's crazy and it's self-critical, and I'm such a happy person, honestly. Like it's such an oxymoron. I'm like, I will not get to that deathbed having still this much noise in there. I want to feel calm and let go. And so I was really inspired by Aunt Marge because I feel like she has something to teach us all.
She sure does. There is, and for her, her gateway to this life is she's Catholic and she's quite faithful. She goes to church every day and she prays, and she's filled with the joy of the Lord, And for me, and I know that you do practice mindfulness as well, and I do TM in the morning and at night, which is transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
And it's not that you get rid of any thoughts. Like, I don't think my Aunt Marge, is trying to get rid of thoughts. I think you just come to peace about it. And then they're kind of like a radio in another room. You like barely hear them and you barely pay attention to them.